Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of our nightly WNBA recap. I'm Raymond Lyons. It's Wilson Tarpe Jr. I want to get through these three games, starting with got Atlanta and Minnesota. Atlanta got a good win here, 78-75. It's a great defensive effort from the Dream. They held Minnesota to 41% from the floor, 24% from three. Monique Billings had 16 and 13. Benaja Laney, 16 points, 8 rebounds, 10 assists. Courtney Williams, 14 points, 4 assists. Blake Dietrich, 13 points. Something interesting. Courtney Williams tweeted out the other day. She said, playing that one spot is a little different. She's going through an adjustment period without Kennedy Carter there, but she's starting to find herself and ease her way into that role. And she just had a huge game, and I followed up with another solid performance. From the Minnesota side, Fees had 18, Lexi Brown had 17, Crystal Dangerfield had 14. But yeah, Atlanta was able to come out here with a 3-point win over a very good Minnesota team. So what's your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I thought it was perfect that you brought up Courtney Williams' tweet from the other night. And it kind of made tonight that much sweeter a little bit. We've been talking about Benaja Laney all year long. So tonight, in the absence of Kennedy Carter, we already know she's not available. Both her and Courtney, they're combo guards, right? Neither one of them are known as facilitators. But we saw Benaja show off that part of her game tonight. 16 points, 10 assists, 8 rebounds, showing that still having two combo guards that are willing to move the ball. They were able to put enough pressure on the Lynx, and they're tough covers. Both Courtney and Benaja, they're physical, they're athletic, and I felt like they're the ones that kind of really took the game, kind of imposed their will on this game. It was great to have Mo Billings go off like she did, but it was a second straight game where Laney and Williams really. They showed you, obviously, when Kennedy comes back, that 3-guard lineup at times, because you can get away with that with those three. That's scary. I'm sure they can't wait till their quote unquote facilitator gets back. So Courtney would be happy. So she only worry about getting buckets or whatnot. But I like their fight. They were just gritty. They didn't go away, and we've just spent the past couple of days talking so nicely about how well the Lynx have been playing this year, how their younger players have stepped up. So again, it's a quality win. You beat the Minnesota Lynx. We can't big up them, 3 or 4 nights in a row and everything's right, and then ignore this. I thought they did a good job of making Fees and Crystal as uncomfortable as they could, or more uncomfortable than they normally would be. Fees wasn't as efficient as she has been recently. And then they didn't get too much help outside of after we get outside of Fees, Dangerfield, and Lexi Brown definitely stepped up, had a good game. This is one of those times where you could tell they miss Sil.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mo Billings was inside going to work. Again, Laney, who was out here playing the role of facilitator at times, she had 8 rebounds. They still got Elizabeth Williams down there who scored late down the stretch in that game. Obviously, that's a little different with Nick Sill down there. Her not available, yeah, that's advantage Elizabeth Williams, it's advantage Mo Billings, and kudos to Atlanta for taking care of business. They're going through it this year, trying to figure out, this iteration of the team and how everything fits. And, they've struggled. They've had to kind of adjust with Kennedy being gone. So, again, just a very quality win for them.
Yeah, that was it was good for them to get one in the win column because they have been struggling. Moving on to the Sparks and the Wings, LA got the win 84-81. With this game, was pretty sure everybody's just kind of extra emotional today, given that it's Kobe's birthday and everything. But this game had a couple players that were pretty close to him. Enrique on the Dallas side, and of course Candace Parker on the LA side. They both work with Kobe closely and train with them. But getting into the game, Enrique, she had 20 points, but something you bring up almost every time we talk about them is her efficiency. She was 6 for 16 today. It's not terrible, but if she's very capable of getting high quality looks on a consistent basis, as opposed to just being, an erratic high volume scorer. But yeah, LA, their balance just got them the victory here. They clamped down in the fourth quarter. They turned it up on both ends. Candace Parker had a big game, 22 and 14. NECA had 14 and 7. Brittany Sykes, man, she had 23 points on 11 of 15 shooting. She had a real Brittany Sykes game today. Then Chelsea Gray added 12. Satu Sabali, this is her first game back. She struggled a little bit. She had 6 points on 1 for 8, but she just got to work her way back into it. What you think about this one?
Yeah, that's the barometer for me almost anytime, with Dallas. And again, not harping or picking on Enrique. It's just it's such a stark difference when she's efficient because her team, the Wings are a totally different group when she's operating at like peak efficiency. But she wasn't alone today. I know she went 6 for 16. She wasn't alone. The team shot just 41 from the floor as a whole. Meanwhile, the Sparks, they were a machine at times. They shot 54 from the floor. And I feel like one of the reasons they were a machine at times is the luxury of having a post player facilitate your offense. When you can just dump the ball down to Candace Parker and cut all around her, and she's delivering bounce passes like she's been doing for years. And when you think about some of the different pieces they've got on the Wings, this offseason, talk about the new pieces they got. You give Brittany Sykes a post player that can pass like that, she's going to live off cuts. Chelsea Gray, she already knows how to work with Candace. We were talking on the men's side of our recap earlier tonight about, teams hunting players that aren't good defenders. Sparks kind of did it at times with Katie Lou. Katie Lou was left on Candace, and it felt like anytime that was the matchup, the Sparks made sure the ball got to CP, as they should, and they usually got good results out of it. So it was just a veteran team doing what they needed to do. They rallied from 10 down, and that's 7 straight wins. Again, those teams rise. We saw the big win the Aces had recently. Sparks, wouldn't say it's a huge win over the Wings, but in this situation, in the bubble, this style, this setup, it's a big one once you go down because you have to expend more energy to come back, and you got some veteran legs over there. You're able to get that done. And again, it's just 22 games, 7 straight wins, a 7-game win streak. It's kind of a big thing. And now we just entered the other, we're a couple games into the other half of that 11 now. So it was a good win for them. And like you said, just, and they're vets. They're in good hands. They know what they're doing. They know what they're supposed to do. And, they kind of struggled a little bit early, and then they got settled, and 54% from the floor. Again, freaking machine once they got rolling.
Yeah, man, they were just – the basket got real wide at one point. They were just super efficient. Moving on to the last game of the night, Washington Mystics versus the Phoenix Mercury. Phoenix edged them out by 1 point. This is a great game. Just a constant back and forth the entire time. Washington, they're going through it. But they started to look like themselves a little bit tonight. The ball moved well. They made 14 threes as a team. Those were 2 cornerstones of what they did, during their run last year. The ball swung, and they were just snipers from the outside. Emma sat out tonight. Tiana Hawkins got the start. Maisha Hines-Allen, she had 10 points, 13 rebounds. Tiana had 19 and 5. Ariel had 18. Stella Johnson, another solid game. She had 12. On the Phoenix side, man, DT put on that Kobe jersey, and
Yep.
it was like he just came down there, man. Like she had 34, 7 threes on the night. Kia Vaughn added 16. Skylar Diggins-Smith had 10. Breonna Turner had 9 points, 17 rebounds. I think Phoenix just kind of took advantage on the inside. 6'4" and 6'4" is a lot to deal with. And it just showed. Mystics are used to kind of being that undersized team, and sometimes it hurts. And tonight, Phoenix just took advantage of that. Just walk me through this one.
Yeah, see, I'm kind of, oh man, it was great to see vintage Diana, right? It's always fun to see that. Don't know how many of those experiences or games we all have left at this stage in our career, right? So it's always good to see that. But if you're the Mystics, you could have, that could have also happened while you secured a W. So this one hurts a little bit, right? So even with, like you said, the size and the rebounds, the Mystics got 16 more shots up than the Mercury. You said they lost by 1. They went 9 of 16 from the line this evening. You could have, DT could have had you could have had both of these things. They're not mutually exclusive. Both of these things could have happened with you also getting a win. 9 for 16 from the line is uncharacteristic from them.
Yeah.
They had 5 players in double figures, but it wasn't the greatest shooting night for them at all. It was his execution, man. Like down the stretch, it felt at times they either got bailed out by a late shot or just the offense was a little bit off, right?
Mm-hmm.
And not gonna lie, DT might have benefited from a whistle or two on the other end. I still don't think Kiara Leslie fouled her around that screen, but neither here nor there. I am not a ref. It's not my issues. I don't have to live in that enclosure with her. It's not my problem. So that's easy for me to say way out here. But nah, man, for Washington, obviously you would have loved to have them out there tonight. For me, just watching I've just accepted the place where they're at now, and it's just what growth you're able to get from their super young players, not the young players that have been here for a little while, but the super young players like the Stella Johnson, who hit a big 3 literally almost at the buzzer, right before the buzzer, and the game ended, which made it a 1-point game again. Free throw line. Free throw line. But it's just the little things for them, and you can see what, in terms of what they're missing because of the execution, some of the players that they do have, they haven't all been there, right, in those situations. And this is part of it. Like we've been talking about for some of the other young teams, the only way they're going to go through these situations is going through these situations. And you have results like tonight. But yeah, if you're watching, you probably felt like you let one slip through your fingers, regardless of what was going on with Phoenix again. You lost by 1 and missed, you missed 6 shots at the line?
Yeah, that'll do it, man.
It's tough, man. It's always tough. But yeah, that's all I got for that one.
All right, man. But just want to thank everybody for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow with more recaps. I hope you guys aren't tired of us yet, because we're not tired of y'all. But continue to check us out, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.